What's up, and welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 34. Woo!
We have as many episodes as I am years old.
Yay!
What?
34.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I'm like shaking the table there. That exciting. No, it's not an earthquake.
You're just too excited on. Weird Monday energy tonight, everybody. It's great.
Yes. We're back. We took last week off because it was Anime Expo. We'll be talking all things X, the good, the bad, and the cool. We have some other exciting Comic-Con news and a lot more in store for you. But let's get into first. We'll introduce ourselves. I'm Carrie Lane, and then going this way.
And I'm Katie Cullen.
Yes, we have a live chat going. So if you're watching it live, join us in the live chat. And if you're watching it later, no worries, comment down below. Unfortunately, we do have some news right at the top to start with, in case you have not seen online. Katie, take it away.
Kazuki Takahashi passed away last week. For those not familiar, he was the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! So a lot of our early 2000s nostalgia there. He was 60 years old. He was found by the Coast Guard off the coast of, I think it was Okinawa, in scuba gear. I haven't gone looking for a cause of death. I don't think we really need to. But yeah, he was only 60. He was still involved in the franchise. He was still making content for the original OG Duel Monsters. It's a tragedy. This one hit me where I live. This Yu-Gi-Oh! Shaped a lot of my high school years and definitely changed the types of characters that I like, the stories that I like to tell, the character dynamics that I enjoy. And so finding this out was a shock. This, like I said, this hit me where I live. I don't have a stirring eulogy. I don't really have words aside from he gave us so much and we'll miss him.
And such a well-known creator in terms of, even if you didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh!, you knew what it was, and it had such an impact on so many people. And yeah, it's just so but
he was still involved with the franchise. He was still making art. He was still going for it. Yeah. There's no real good transition. There's no good transition into it, and there's no good transition out of it.
Nope.
Rest in peace, Takahashi Sensei. We will miss you.
Yes. So yeah, there's not really a way to go to that. But
there isn't. No. There isn't.
Well, here we're sending y'all some fuzzy loves.
There we go.
This is
there we go.
She's like, I want down on the ground. Okay.
My cat's down on the futon. She doesn't care. Cat's like, no. I'm not going to go be a guest star. Your premiums are terrible.
Before we get into the things we're excited about, I want to give a shout out to the chat. We got John Knight. Konnichiwa, ladies. Welcome back. Yes, we're glad to be back. Woo!
Woo!
And then John Knight says, yep, keep losing famous people. It's one of those, it's just anybody, if they're more prolific and well-known, it's more obvious when they are gone.
Yeah.
Not to say it's not more, but we know more about it because of our connectivity.
Yeah.
Gigadare says
Heart of the Cards. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, things we are excited about. If you are heading to San Diego Comic-Con, which is coming up real fast, yours truly will be there. I'm very excited to be going to that.
I will not. I'll be holding the fort at home. I will not be doing a solo broadcast that Monday. That's not happening.
I should be back in time. We'll see.
Okay, but will you have Monday any energy, let alone Monday energy?
Stay tuned, y'all. We'll let you know if we decide to what we do for that.
Yeah.
But the exciting Comic-Con news for anime fans, Crunchyroll has a lot in store. So big thing is Dragon Ball Super is going to be premiering the first 20 minutes of the film, and that will be in Hall H, which is epic, because if you don't know anything about Comic-Con, Hall H is the
big one.
Yeah, it's the thing where Marvel premieres, DC premieres, like the big titles. So to have an anime premiere in there is super exciting. So I'm
And
like,
it's fitting that we're talking about Marvel premieres, and the DB Super movie is called Superhero.
so it's like,
it's
hey, good timing. And
all y'all
it
who go
will
to that panel, you need to tell me how those first 20 minutes are.
Yes. And so right now, so far the schedule is listed for Friday the 22nd, time to be TBD. So stay tuned because I think they're still slowly releasing out the program. They might have done it the other day, but I'm going off a press release I have here. So you get to see it a month prior to theatrical release. So that's exciting. There'll be a Q&A with talent and production members. So that's super exciting. As well as, I'm scrolling down here, of other exciting things. There is a Crunchyroll industry panel that will be on the Thursday. And also this one, I was like, ooh, this sounds fun. I mean, of course, the other things are fun, but outside activities are also exciting. So there'll be a Crunchyroll concert series at the Rady Shell. R-A-D-Y, Rady Shell?
Dang.
Rady Shell?
I don't know.
I'm not really sure. I haven't been there. But I looked on the map and it's pretty much like a park area that's right near the convention center. So there'll be music on the Friday and Saturday. Grabbing the times here. Yep, Friday and Saturday about 7 p.m. to 9:30. So that's exciting. The other bit was, there we go, Dragon Ball Z concert experience and Crunchyroll Hime Animata dance party Saturday the 23rd at 7 p.m. Also at that location at Jacobs Park. And it just keeps going. The Dragon Ball Z concert experience. So that will be combining the senses and sounds of Dragon Ball Z together with world-renowned orchestra, live vocals, and a legendary composer. What? Yeah,
For
anime
those who
fans.
aren't familiar, especially with these sub versions, Dragon Ball has some absolutely incredible music.
Yeah, so that's
Do
very
the
exciting.
thing.
So check that out and check the program for any and all updates for Comic-Con. Another anime thing to be excited about. Where'd it go? There we go. This is kind of a classic coming back, which is exciting. So Knights of the Zodiac live action film will also have a first look panel at Comic-Con. So that will host members of the cast and crew and give fans a behind the scenes look at the first ever live action adaptation. And I'm like, oh, I remember this title, and the thought of it being live action is pretty epic. So that one will be Saturday, July 23rd at 5:30, room 6A. So be on the lookout for that. So yay, some fun anime stuff.
Comic-Con.
Right? So it's like, it just keeps going. Those of us who went to Anime Expo, it keeps going.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and I'm just over here like, no.
You're like, it's a lot. Yes.
Too tired. Not happening. I'm doing all of my preparation for Labyrinth of Jareth. That's my next big event.
That's the other one. And then actually, this one, kind of a thing to be excited about, teasing ahead. Yes, did we talk to the English voice actors? We did talk to some English voice actors. We'll be talking about some of that as well. So, and I think that was a big thing. So, Katie, get ready for game. Wait, do you have another things we're excited about? We're moving on to Overwatch, which you're excited about. So
I'm very excited about Overwatch League.
Yes.
We have a specific lower third for this one.
Oh wait, yes. I'm getting ready.
Always.
Yes. Just kidding.
Overwatch League is an anime. Every time. So to be completely transparent, when you miss a weekend of league matches, that's 3 to 4 days of league matches at least 8 hours per day. I have not caught up on every single match that I missed while I was at AX. But y'all, I caught up on the highlights and I watched this weekend. And given that Carrie has just left the payload, we're going to talk about C9s, actually.
I'm here.
No, it's fine.
I gotta step away and get my tea.
No, it was the perfect joke. I've been thinking about, like, what are we going to talk about this week? Like, no, we're going to talk about the good old Charlie Niner.
Yay.
For those who have not seen my previous talks about this or do not remember, Overwatch is an objective-based game. You can get all the kills on the opposite team that you want, but if they're not in service of capturing the point, pushing the payload, pushing the bot, whatever you need to do to win the map, it doesn't really matter. A C9 is what happens when a team gets off of the objective and it results in them losing the round, the map, or the match. Sometimes all three. So last weekend, we had a ridiculous and surprising C9 in Houston Outlaws versus Atlanta Reign. Because for the past few weeks, the Houston Outlaws have been just super proud of the fact that they can win map 5s now. It's like when a small child learns to spell a long word, and the first few times they do it, it's really impressive. And then the next few times they do it, it's like, I'm dying. This is Houston Outlaws. Like, we're going to go to a map 5 every time and prove that we can win it. And I'm over here like, I need you to start taking these in 3. I'm going to die. So last week they went up against the Atlanta Reign, who are a very solid team this go around. Go to a map 5, go to the final round of the map 5. Atlanta has this fight well in hand. It's 99-99. It looks like they should win. And then at one point, because the longer you're in overtime, the faster overtime burns down to the point where it goes from several seconds to a fraction of a second. At one point, Atlanta's surviving supports are wrapping around, so they're off the point. And their one DPS has mimicked Doomfist and doing his ult, so technically he's off the point. And in that, like, less than a second of Houston being the only people on the point flips, the overtime ticks down, and Houston wins. It was a C9 when technically Atlanta still had someone hovering over the point. And it was one of those moments where you could see, because all the players have webcams, you could see that moment of it clicking in Nero's face, and you could see him start yelling, point, point, point. And then Atlanta should have taken that. But it was the weirdest circumstances and an absolutely buck wild C9. And we're like, this is the midseason madness. Nothing's going to top that. And then this week, excuse me. And then this week, Washington and Vancouver played. Oh, God. Washington Justice is one of those teams where they have a good set, they have a good coach, they have talent. It's a question of which team shows up today. Is it going to be the good flavor of Washington Justice, or is it going to be the problem? How are they going to play? It's a coin flip. Vancouver Titans have not had a good team in like 2.5 seasons. It's very rough. They are, I think, the only team that has no wins so far this season. I think even Paris managed one at one point. So they're having a rough time. This match goes to a map 5. Vancouver comes out swinging. Washington retaliates, gets themselves on match point. Vancouver takes the next one, and it's map 5. And we're on a push match where you have to push the bot a certain amount of space. And overtime starts, and Vancouver has like inches on Washington. As long as they can hold on to the bot, they've got this. Or as long as they can keep Washington from pushing those last few inches, they've got this. They lose the bot, and then they're heading back towards where it would be for Washington, and they just don't go there. Maybe they think they have a little more time than they do. Maybe they don't. Regardless, they're not even close, despite the fact that all of the team is alive, and it is a blatant C9. Like, I love it. It's ridiculous. I laughed my face off because, y'all, this is some amazing garbage Overwatch, the likes of which we haven't seen since the Toilet Bowl 2 seasons ago, which, for those of you who don't remember that, was when Houston and Boston, in a best of 3, went to 7 maps. So, we haven't had such exquisite garbage Overwatch since then. Watching Uber and Mr. X cast this match, and I have referred to this pair as the gold standard of Overwatch casting because they are. There are other two-person teams where I might enjoy some of their jokes more, but Uber and Mr. X are always a good listen. They're always very good. Uber spent this entire match just transcending reality. And then when the C9 happened and it cut back to caster cam, he's just standing there with his face in his hands like, what just happened? So, watching everyone involved in the match on Twitter just having a complete breakdown at this extremely egregious C9, and then watching more C9s happen in the matches the next day with Dallas and, oh God, I think it was London. Just We had a caster, Necra, go, why are so many teams allergic to the payload? And that's kind of where we are. Everyone's allergic to the payload. It's C9 Central. We're having a great time. Tournament starts on Friday, folks. The actual honest to God tournament. They're going to Hawaii. It's going to be the first time. It is the mid-season madness tournament. We are there. And we have 8, I believe it's 8 Western teams that have flown to Hawaii to set up. And the APAC teams are playing from their homes, essentially. Hawaii is the halfway point, so we don't have lag. So this is the first time that we're going to have APAC teams versus Western teams this season. So it's going to be buck wild. But if you're keeping track of things and you're keeping an eye on who's playing and keeping an eye on how things are in the APAC region, Gladiators and Shock are still the safest bets. Despite the fact that Shock had a terrible run through the initial tournament, they are still undefeated in the regular season. They've picked up another tank and they look good. Gladiators are massively flexible and look absolutely amazing. My money is actually on Glads to take it all, depending on how Shock how they handle this. But the teams we're looking at for this are the London Spitfire. Welcome back to the big leagues, guys. The Atlanta Reign, the Shanghai Dragons, not a surprise, the Toronto Defiant, the Hangzhou Spark. Hey guys, welcome to tournaments. We love to see you. The Philadelphia Fusion, Houston Outlaws, Florida Mayhem, San Francisco Shock, Dallas Fuel, LA Gladiators, and Seoul Dynasty. So it's Gladiators and Dynasty who were our winners of the kickoff clash. It will be very interesting who takes it all in the mid-season madness. And my bet is that at least one of these matches will end in a C9. Bonus points if it's the title match. Like, I'm sitting here rooting for the title match to end in a C9 because I'm a terrible person, but I also have pattern recognition. And that has been the arc of the mid-season madness tournament. Really, really good Sojourn play and C9s. So I love it. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Yes. Actually, a pseudo transition-y thing, and then shout out because speaking of Overwatch and connecting us to Anime Expo, you can find a playlist in the description, like not in the comments, in the description below. So if you're watching this live, it'll be later. If you watch it later, in the description, there's a playlist to the awesome videos that Katie did interviews, and somebody is connected to Overwatch, though they were promoting a film that they're involved with, but still, it was very exciting. So Katie, who did you talk to at Anime Expo?
Carolina Ravassa was absolutely charming. She was a delight to talk to. So that's a fun little video to check out. That one, wow, I cannot remember her name. The lovely content creator whom I spoke with.
Oh, Kiara?
Kiara, that's right. Kiara, please, who was just an awesome human being. And of course, Robbie Damon, who, if you're a critter and you want to know a little more about the creation of Dorian Storm, that's what we talked about, because I have no shame, and Bard players like to compare notes.
Yes. Well, actually, real quick, I was like getting my notes ready, but something cool with, so we're going to talk about some of the awesome panels, the good, the bad, and cool stuff that we saw.
Yeah.
And one of the kind of shout outs I would say is we went to the 11 Arts panel, and Robbie was a guest on that. And it was because he's involved with the film A Silent Voice. Highly recommend. It is a heavier-ish drama, but it's not depressing. Like, there are things in it that have heavy subject matter, so that'd be my content warning. Like, there's some like, ooh. But it's an amazing film. It's very beautiful. The protagonist is deaf, and or one of the main characters is. I was like, are they the protagonists? Kind of.
Deuteragonists, two protagonists.
Yes, I would say two, because it's these two characters and how they connect with each other. Yeah. So check out 11 Arts for really beautiful films and unique films. And so there's that one. Another, I was like,
and A Silent Voice, it's its 5th anniversary, and it is returning to theaters for a limited time.
Yes.
That was the announcement for that one.
Yes. The other one, speaking of distribution companies, is G Kids, who we've talked about before. I was like, where did it go? The Deer King has some more dates released. I was like, I just had that email.
Yeah.
There we go. Deer King releases nationwide July 15th. And they just so that one's just like a huge sprawling fantasy epic, and yes, it's kind of has some Mononoke vibes. And if you're a D&D fan, you should also come to see it. That's what they mentioned at the panel, and you can find tickets. I know, right? I was like, oh, intriguing. They said also it's just a really robust story, and so tickets are on sale now. You can go to thedeerking.com. And
they are also partnering with Fathom Events to do showings on the 13th and the 14th. I believe the 13th is subbed and the 14th is dubbed, and they will come with those specific showings will come with an introduction from the director. I believe I'm remembering all of this correctly. I don't have the press release in front of me right now. But yeah, if you want the special showings with the pre-show director commentary, get tickets through Fathom Events for the 13th or 14th. If you just want to show up and watch a great movie, 15th onwards.
Yes. Another couple films to keep your eyes out for is Goodbye, Don Glees. So that one also has a female director, and they talked about how there's not that many, which is unfortunate. So they're really happy as a company to support female filmmakers. Beautiful film. Also, Summer Ghost. And that one is a directorial debut. And so that's exciting as well. And also, the other one that we talked about briefly before is Inuo. So that one's a musical, and something in a way, because it's a band. And so something about this I thought was interesting was how outsiders have often had a huge impact on society, but because they're not the ones who are recorded the same way, because they go a bit against the grain, but like it's a story about those kind of people. And so I thought that was very interesting, to be a lookout on those films.
Yeah.
And there will stuff
and things.
Yes, I was like going down the list of which one. So
I was gonna say panels.
So Mob Psycho. Tell me about that, Katie.
I know the panel was capped super early because they didn't clear the room for some reason. This was a panel I missed, unfortunately, but we do know that it's dropping in October, and in the panel, they gave us the new opening, and Mob Psycho openings are always absolutely beautiful works of art. If you've watched any of Mob Psycho 100, you know what I'm talking about. Evidently, we will also be seeing the first 2 episodes of season 3 of Mob Psycho 100 at Crunchyroll Expo next month. So if you're going, check that out.
Nice. I was trying to grab dates because
I sit here and stare at October like, gimme.
Right.
Mob Psycho's coming back in October. Spy Family's coming back in October.
Yes.
My Hero Academia is coming back in the fall. I don't know if we have a month yet. I don't remember.
I don't think we had a date yet.
I'm basically going to just be on the floor in a puddle of my feels for all of the fall. It's fine. Everything's fine. Speaking of things that have me on the floor in the puddle of my feels, this date dropped at the Expo 2 days before it was super relevant. Overlord season 4. We got confirmation a while back that there would be season 4 and a movie. However, at the Crunchyroll panel at Anime Expo, they on the 3rd, they're like, by the way, the new season starts on the 5th. So we have brand new Overlord, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all get to watch me go nuts over a horror series, which is not usually in my wheelhouse, but this one has so many layers of intrigue, starting with the fact that it's a rare double isekai, that it's like, all right, gimme. I'm interested. I want to know. I am now in love with all of these characters. Gimme. I have informed Carrie that she needs to catch up on 3 seasons so we can start recapping it on the show.
I'll see what I can do.
Whether or not that happens is variable. We're still in the process of picking a new anime to recap. If we go with Mob Psycho, I've seen it, Carrie hasn't. And then that's another, like, do we really want to be recapping 3 series in October? And the answer to that is,
we'll see what we can do. Yes.
We'll see what we got. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, we don't. We're already going to be doing 2, and that's going to be a lot.
Another series that's a lot in a good way. And so Made in Abyss season 2 is back. I went to that panel. They premiered the first episode. So that
Ooh.
one's Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun, aka
Ooh.
season 2. So that premiered on July 6th, and it's exclusively on High Dive, though you can watch season 1 over on Prime Video if you have not watched it yet. This is a really intense, cool fantasy show. It is not for children. The art is super cutesy wootsy kind of stuff. And you're like, no, that is dark AF. And they said that season 2 will get even darker, but it's really good. So it was very exciting to watch the first episode of that one. And also, we're just kind of blazing through some like exciting news things. So the other one,
well, there was a lot of it. It's a 4-day con.
Yes. Jujutsu Kaisen, those of us who are super excited for that one, season 2 will be coming out in 2023. It's currently in production. And I was trying to see if there's anything. So it's going to be even more action the next season, which is very exciting. And so they're kind of curious if fans influence the show or not. And it was kind of like, they're more surprised by what fans love. So that was kind of funny. And they start with the manga fans, essentially, because they're going off the manga a bit too. And so the writer was mentioning how they want to make flashier fights and more action in the new season and make it not just for Japanese fans, but all fans. So that was really fun. I want to say his name's, I'm like, oh, I don't know for the name now, but I want to say it's Toba. It's like the best friendo guy. So he's very popular in Japan, but they were surprised by how popular he is in the United States. So that was pretty funny. And if you've watched the show, you know who I'm talking about, and that is a very fun character. So that was the other one. And another quick shout out, SAO had their 10th anniversary panel. They had quite a few of the voice actors there. So that was very exciting if you're an SAO fan. Stay tuned for some content on that. And there is a certain show that you're excited about called Ruby, and they had a certain something, Katie. Tell me about it.
So Ruby Ice Queendom is not necessarily the anime version. They are telling a story that's set within the world of Ruby at a certain point in the story that we already know. So it is an anime that has been created by, not Studio Orange, what am I thinking of? Good Smile. And oh my God. The panel was beautiful and also heartbreaking. Episodes 1 through 3 are available on the Rooster Teeth site and on Crunchyroll already. They've been available for about a week and a half, give or take. Episode 4 dropped at the panel. I don't know that it's going to be dropping for a couple weeks yet because I think that Crunchyroll is doing weekly rollouts for the episodes. So we may not get episode 4 till next month, but it's very interesting. We are dealing with, even for Ruby, we're dealing with some buck wild stuff. So this should be fun. I think you have a different experience going into it as someone who is canon familiar with Ruby versus someone who has never seen an episode of Ruby in their life. I have yet to talk to someone who hasn't seen Ruby and has watched Ice Queendom. So if y'all want to do that and let me know what you think of it, I would be very intrigued to hear those answers. But the anime is absolutely beautiful. It looks like we're going to be focusing on Weiss for a good portion of it. So if she's your favorite character, like, you are going to be fed well. So yeah, this should be a fun one. This should be a fun one.
Spy Family, they had a super fun panel as well as a experience hosted by Crunchyroll. Which, if you notice on our thumbnail, that's the little picture in the corner. They had the Forger's living room, and you got to walk in there and take photos. It was so cool.
Honestly, I think the best part of it was Elhofer made a Demon Slayer line, 2 pieces. And I was wearing the Nezuko top because I'm like, oh, it's cute. We'll wear it for the final day. It'll be great. Matched the wallpaper in the Forger's house. So I have just this sequence of photos of me like, it's amazing. It is amazing what that match was. Like, it was a very weird confluence of circumstances, but it was a cute top and a great pop-up. Like, it was absolutely adorable. And I mean, God bless the people working that pop-up for basically being everyone's photo people for 10 hours a day. Like,
they gave things away too. They had little
postcards.
Not little, they had big cards.
Whole ass postcards.
At the panel, they had little cards, which was really cool for both of those. And
And
unfortunately, we missed it, but they gave out Uniqlo shirts too.
yes, because
That was so
Uniqlo
cool.
is going to have a Spy Family line that I don't know if it's dropped yet. If it hasn't, it's dropping soon. And they were giving out Uniqlo shirts to the first 50 people who went through every day. And by the time we got there, they were gone, but
Yeah, but
that's
that's
life.
okay. Glad the
Yeah.
fans got it. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah. And there are some
And
cute ones there.
yes,
The panel didn't tell us anything super new, but it was the first AX for several of the English voice actors. And there was a great video of the Japanese Seiyu watching clips from the English dub and then talking about them. It's all this stuff
doing their
about, oh,
reaction video and then the English
yes,
voice actors watching that. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Love that.
watching the Seiyu for Lloyd talking about, oh, he sounds so serious and this is what he's thinking of and this is why, because he's a spy and he does this, and then looking up to the panel and watching our English VO going just like, yes.
That's like the ultimate compliment of the original voice of your character likes what you do. Is
Oh
just
yeah.
like, yeah,
The
I
the
know.
upside of reading quickly is that I look at the subtitles and then I look back up at the panel to see
Yep.
what the reactions were, and I'm like, I am getting the best of both worlds.
And they loved Anya. They really loved
Oh yeah.
Anya's work too. They're just like,
Oh
she's
yeah.
so
Yes.
cute. Yep. So that one, yeah, not much,
Huh.
no new news, but it was still great, like celebration of the show and
Yeah.
nice items
No
to
new
get.
Yeah, no news, but great content.
Yes.
Super cute.
Big show coming up. My Hero Academia had a lot of people interested.
They had premieres. There's going to be 2 OVAs. They premiered at Anime Expo. They're going to be dropping on, I believe, August 1st. One of them is baseball. Heroes playing baseball, which was just a beautiful comedy of errors. It was so much fun to watch. The branding has like All Might's face on a ball, and Crunchyroll was jokingly referring to it as Ball Might, and I'm just going to carry that in my heart forever. And then one of them was a little takes place during season. What season are we on? 5 is the one that's premiering now,
Yes,
right? I
something
think
like that. Yeah,
it takes place
there's so many.
during yeah, it takes place during the work studies, the latest, the most recent
Okay.
season, with a specific villain who really just wants to be an artist, but no one likes his art, so he's a graffiti person. But his quirk is basically just Joker gas personified, and I don't know who on the production side decided on the sound effect that they would use for his quirk activating, but I cracked up every single time. We got it maybe 15 times in this OVA, and every single time it got a laugh out of me. Like, whoever designed that specific sound effect lost it every time. Stroke of brilliance. So those are going to be premiering on August 1st on Crunchyroll. Set your calendar for those. They are both super cute. A lot of fun.
Yes. Another fun thing too is the outdoor activities they had. There was a whole giant activation area for Hypeland. So that's HYPLAND. And that one is, they had like a whole carnival there that was 100%
Yeah.
free. You didn't have to pay to play. You got a little card, you play different games, and you turn that card in. They gave out tie-dye shirts that you got to make yourself. They also had tote bags. And they had a concert. And then, Katie, what else did you enjoy? Oh,
Well, I think it's
Like-
my turn because I think my
Here,
tie-dye
kitty.
shirt is within
oh,
reach.
you got it! Yay!
Ah, it's over here. I have so much stuff that's moved around and it's
Yay!
a mess.
I still need to like
but
deal with mine. Yes.
Look at that.
Ooh,
Look at
came
how that
out
turned out.
nice.
yeah, so they had your choice
That's
of
very
Killua
nice.
or Naruto, and I chose Killua. And
Looks great.
it looks so good. I'm so pleased with how this whole thing turned out. And hey, it matches what I'm wearing.
It does. Well, because
So,
you never
yeah.
know with tie-dye. So it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, I like the absence of color spaces. That works really well. I
Yes.
think mine is going to be like, I have too much color. I actually still have mine in the bag.
Oh my God.
It's all
You
dry.
probably want to
See.
take care of that soon. But yeah, no, that was a blast. You could choose, once you got your little punch card full after playing the games, you could choose that, or you could choose to get a tote bag. I made the rounds more than once, so I have that. And I also have a tote bag with Yami Yugi and Pegasus on it because I'm a creature of habit. But yeah, if you're not familiar with Hypeland, they are an anime-based streetwear brand. If you've seen me wear my Dark Magician Girl shirt on this show before, that's from Hypeland.
Yeah, they have
They
some
do all sorts
really
of fun
cool stuff.
stuff.
They had a booth inside as well selling clothes. And then the outside, stay tuned. We might have
Yeah.
some interview
Coverage.
stuff coming from that. So
Yeah.
coverage.
But that was
yeah.
also the shortest food line at the convention, and they had a place that was doing lychee lemonades, and I had way too many of them. It was
You're like,
really
I found
hot
the thing
outside.
I like.
It was really hot outside, and they were really good. So it's just like, sure, I'll go get another one. Me just getting back to the Hypeland pop-up, play a few games, buy another lemonade, go to a panel. Great convention.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
I really think
it was nice too, the outside music, and they
Yeah.
showed some of the
They
anime
had
fan films
concerts
that King
every
Vader's made.
night. Yeah, and they had concerts every
yes.
night. Like, it was a great place to be. It was so much fun. If there was the punch card for the carnival games, but also if you performed well at the carnival games, you got additional prizes. So it was a good time. That, I think, is one of the best activations I have ever seen at Anime Expo.
I really
It's
liked the
so
carnival
good.
aspect. That was such a fun
Yeah.
and unique. It was nice to do something else. Like, obviously it's fun to sit in panels, but it was nice to get outside.
Yeah.
It's very hot though. Wear your sunblock.
Very
Future
hot.
reference for conventions. But something else that was very exciting. Katie, there was a certain panel that you were very excited to be in attendance at, and I was excited too. But yes, there's going to be a new Trigun, which we have talked about on this show, but we went to that panel. Katie, what were some of your biggest takeaways from that panel?
Yasuhiro Naito was 20 feet away from me and I cried. Aside from me going, oh my god, it's him. Oh my god. And it was in the second row. And let's be real, all of us were going, he's here. So, no matter how professional or professional adjacent you are, you're allowed to kind of sit there and be like, I am in the presence of greatness, because that is what happened. Yasuhiro Naito was in attendance at the panel. I have pictures. It was amazing. Also, they showed concept art, which was beautiful, and they showed a teaser. They posted the teaser on Twitter the same night, so you can see it. It looks great. Studio Orange out here kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
It really does look good. It really looks like it's captured that energy of Trigun. We've got slightly different character designs for everyone, which honestly works.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
It's the idea of it's going to be like covering a song. Either you need to be exactly the same or you need to do your own take. And this kind of has your own take, which I really like. It's like doing a punk version of a classical song or something like that, or you're just doing something a little different. And I'm very excited to see what they have in store.
I have an a cappella version of Smells Like Teen Spirit that is almost Gregorian chant and sounds like it should be scoring a horror movie. I love it when covers diverge.
Yes.
So those are my favorite ones. So I also love that fan artists have been taking like the OG Vash design and this new Vash design and drawing them together. Like, you're perfect. I love you. Keep it up. Yes. And I think for me, aside from, losing my entire mind upon Yasuhiro Naito's entrance, was watching this trailer in this, if not completely full, then mostly full, very large panel room, everyone absolutely losing their noise and cheering, and looking back up at the stage and seeing creator, producer, concept artist, director, and I think studio head all misty-eyed watching people's reactions to their work. Just all of them kind of like tearing up. And I'm like, oh, in-person positive feedback. Oh, that's a good one. So I'm very excited. We're not getting until next year.
Yeah, 2023.
I'm very excited. Oh, yeah.
A couple quick notes. One from the director said the director for the animated series is going to be an epic sci-fi show. So dynamic action, liking that. And it is for fans who are new and for fans who already like it. It is made for both. So don't worry if you are already a fan or new fans, it's for everybody. The script was in development for a very long time. Naito was involved. and it's written more like a feature film, which I think that's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out as a series.
Yeah.
The other thing that I really liked is one of their quotes essentially is, "It's a different Trigun, but still the same." So I was like, all
Well,
right,
you've got again, you've got the manga that's one thing and definitely its own entity. I think at one point Naito Sensei was talking about how he basically threw everything at the wall in the Trigun manga to see what stuck. You have the
Mm-hmm.
anime, which again, remember, was made in 1998, and you have an anime being made 25 years later in 2023. So things are going to be different. Media sensibilities have changed, anime sensibilities have changed. What you choose to adapt and how you choose to adapt it is very much affected, influenced by the time, the space, the climate in which you're doing it. So I am still going to sit here and say that Trigun 1998 is my favorite anime. Hands down, fight me. I'm due for a rewatch. But that doesn't mean that this one isn't also going to be amazing. I am here for it. I am very excited. Let's go.
Yes. Also, here at the end, getting towards the end of our Anime Expo wrap up, a couple thank yous slash the epic things we did. One, Crunchyroll had a really wonderful press kind of lounge experience, which this was just for press, which is so nice though to get to meet the representatives at Crunchyroll, because like we've met some of them before, or it's just via email, so it's nice to put a name to a face. They had some drinks and some small snacks stuff. And so it was just nice to hang out with other press and like fan about anime. Like, oh yeah, let's chat anime.
Well, the mixer was for press, but after the mixer was over, the lounge was open for everyone.
A lounge experience, yes.
Yeah, the lounge experience was really nice.
Yes, I think that was a great idea. And then the fact that it was open to public afterwards was super cool as well. Because like if you went by, it was just a cool spot to hang out, talk to other anime friends, get a drink, and like chill, which is nice. Of like, okay, decompress.
Get some really good cocktails. Let's be real.
Yes,
that Mai Tai
fun
though.
theme one. Yes,
that Mai Tai though. Just was that? No, the Mai Tai was the other. I don't remember.
There were 3 different ones, and they were all lovely. And it was.
Yeah, the Mai Tai was at the Crunchyroll one, and it was also at the concert. There was also a Mai Tai at the concert.
So speaking of that, the other one, huge.
That's where we are.
Yes. The other huge thank you shout out is Toei Animation. We got to go to the Steve Aoki One Piece Red concert. Yes, it was epic, and seeing Steve Aoki nerd out on anime and seeing his energy was so it's just like makes your happy nerd heart happy, because he was so into it and like connecting with anime fans, and you're like,
the One Piece remix, the Utada Hikaru remix, he did a Ghost in the Shell one at one point.
Yep.
He did the Pokemon theme, and then he threw a bunch of cake into the crowds, which I guess is just a thing that happens at his shows. Which we're sitting up in the balcony just absolutely fascinated by this development. And the people in the pit are like, I expected this. Let's go. This is nuts. I'm here for it. It's nuts. So that was an absolutely incredible experience. Thank you, Toei. Thank you for inviting us, because that was so good.
And they had a VIP area upstairs. So there's like the regular concert venue downstairs. So you're on the floor level and everything, that's a great spot too. And then there's seated level upstairs. It's a Nokia
It used to be Club Nokia. Now it's the Novo. Same space, different name.
It's a really cool venue. And so that one, they had like kind of another lounge area, and all themed with One Piece items. They had pillows and some other themed drinks and artwork, as well as a character walking around.
Dude dressed as Luffy. Just chilling. It was great.
So thank you again for that one for Toei Animation. And be on the lookout for One Piece Red coming to theaters soon.
There will likely be more coverage from us as that gets closer.
Yes.
And by likely, I mean they send us things and we talk about it, because we are excited.
Indeed. Is there anything else with Anime Expo before we do our last chunk? I think that was kind of. Oh, hold on. We'll do a quick things that weren't so great.
A quick yikes was.
I realized we did all
they
our fun
did
stuff at the
not.
top. So
We did all our fun
yikes.
stuff. Yeah. There was no enforcement of the masking policy. It was about 60% masked, which is pretty good if for people doing personal responsibility, but the only people enforcing masking were individual artists in the artist alley with no mask, no service signs, and the Yu-Gi-Oh booth in the entertainment hall. So I spent a lot of time there. The ventilation for the artist alley was also really
Ooh,
bad. The AC
stuffy.
was not on.
Yep.
It was not on during the first like day or two. It was health concern levels of bad. So it's one of those things where there's always some organizational issue with AX. It is a very, very large show, and it's hard to pull everything together. I, for one, missed out on a number of panels I wanted to see because they were ticketed, and I straight up did not know.
And let's say they are free ticketed. You just had to get a ticket to attend.
Exactly.
But still, to not know that is like, oh, well, I would have done things differently. Yeah.
I think there was an announcement at some point, but I did not receive it. And that, that's life sometimes. That is life sometimes. That's on a scale of 1 to 10, not getting into a panel because I didn't know it was ticketed is like a 3. The masking and the ventilation issues are like a 9. So, yeah, it's one of those things where I lived in my mask all weekend. I was fortunate enough to avoid catching COVID as far as I know, as far as the tests have said, like, we're in the clear. But it was still very much one of those, like, I know people who did because that's life sometimes. And if you were worried about catching it, this would not have been a good event to go to. Like, it
was very crowded.
The enforcement was not there. There were decisions made that did not align with what they said they were going to do. So, and everyone watching this is like, yeah, we know it's AX. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just interesting because I it wasn't as crowded as AX, but Comic-Con Special Edition, which I went to, that one, they had a masking policy. They 100%, every security person in the hallways, like, put your mask back up, they were on it. Like, you couldn't walk around anywhere out around regular public. Like, maybe if you were in a room privately, but like if you're anywhere else, absolutely they enforce it. So with this, it was really interesting because security didn't really wear masks. It was kind of hit or miss on that one. A lot of staff and volunteers did, and it's just unfortunate of not a cohesive plan. And so I hope, the people we know who've gotten sick are doing better, but it still sucks that they got COVID and they got sick. Same. I'm like, I dodged that one. Glad. But
KN95s, y'all check that seal, wear that mask in public.
But yeah. But otherwise, I would say it was a very fun AX. It was a really good time. A lot of great panels.
Yeah.
Extremely crowded, but I think it was probably just so many people who haven't gone to a con in so long. So it was even more people than
honestly,
average.
This was average AX level of crowds.
Maybe, I don't know. I felt it was more than usual. But also, quick note on that, there will be a AX smaller version in Ontario in November. So stay on the lookout for news on what that will be. I think it's Ontario, California. I'm a little unclear if it's Ontario, Canada or Ontario, by San Bernardino.
They're both Ontario, CA.
Hey. I think it was the one by San Bernardino because having to do it in another country feels like a whole other thing. And then that's more of an inland empire. So you're also a different region. But anyway, stay tuned for that. Anime Expo has posted a little bit about that. But hopefully that might help people.
I'm looking it up right now. Okay. Anime Expo Ontario. In Ontario, California. You are correct.
So that's out by San Bernardino area. It's about hour and a half inland from Los Angeles, if you are not familiar. I used to live out that way, so that's why I was like, yes, I know Ontario. But anyway, so yes, overall, it was a good time. Could things be better? Sure, but there's always things to improve on. So we'll see what they do for next year.
Indeed.
Yes. Alrighty. So obviously, we've talked about a lot of anime films coming up, a lot of shows coming up. But Katie, what are some other things that you've been watching or you would recommend that people should check out?
I mean, I really do think that everyone should watch the Midseason Madness tournament for Overwatch League. Pick a team, or I'll assign you one. We'll all go a little nuts. It'll be great. In terms of consuming new media, again, I haven't done too much of that because that requires spoons. But I have finally gotten around to watching the Quentin reviews videos of iCarly and Victorious, and those are a trip. Those are a very, very weird trip. So, like, it's interesting, and I think I'm enjoying it, but it's all just kind of an exploration of the incredibly weird shit that you can slip under the radar in a
Mm.
Nickelodeon sitcom aimed
Mm.
at tweens.
Ah.
So, like, if you're in for 25 hours of content, he's very entertaining. They're very well organized. They are very well put together videos. And again, I'm still sitting here watching them. But if you don't really want to think about the larger implications of things you can slip under the radar in a tween sitcom, you might want to watch some of his other stuff. But yeah, it's a new channel to me, and I am enjoying his particular review and video style.
Nice. Two, I mean, I've mentioned it before, but same, I haven't watched as much because catching up post AX, but reiterating again, both sci-fi, both similar vibes, but different tones. Orville and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. They are different sci-fi vibes, but I kind of love that they're very different because you get to watch them and have just different tones. And I like sci-fi stuff, and it's exciting to have new shows like that and their new season. Well, Strange New Worlds is a new show, and Orville is back with a new season. So enjoying those. So that's pretty much the main things. And yeah, go watch Ms. Marvel. It's such a good show.
Yes.
That's the other one too.
Yes.
But yes. Alrighty.
Okay.
Katie, where can people find you online besides also going again down below? There's a playlist to the Anime Expo interviews this awesome human did.
Yes. You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you did watch Ruby, that's the problem. If you did watch Ruby Ice Queendom, those first 3 episodes, Megan and I did sit down and talk for 82 minutes about them. So that is currently only for patrons, but it will be available to the public by the end of the week. So if you want a good amount of content, that's going to be public soon. Check out that YouTube channel for that. And if you want to see me just transcend reality over Overwatch League, Twitter, man, just Twitter. And the photos of matching the Forger wallpaper are on my Instagram because it's funny.
Yes.
It really is funny. Like, what a weird circumstance.
It was uncanny.
It was very bizarre. It's not a 1-to-1 match, but it was enough to be like,
it's close.
All right.
A double take, like, wait a minute, what?
It was hysterical finding that out, then being like, no, take pictures. Let's go.
Yay, go check those out. Yes. And y'all can find me online at Carrie D Lane across all social media platforms. The entire Steve Aoki One Piece remix is over on my TikTok account. And then on TikTok and Instagram, so depending which one you prefer, I've made some kind of highlight reels of each day. I've done 1 and 2, and so I'll be doing 3 and 4 later, but check those out, as well as I'll be making more that are like specific to the different events. And so stay on the lookout for those. And yeah, probably more other interview stuff's coming, so stay tuned. But make sure to go check out the Fanversation account over on Twitter and Instagram and everything, because we're posting more content on there as well. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and we'll be coming to you next week with some more anime coverage.
Yeah, by that point, we will probably have figured out what anime we're going to cover over the summer. Yeah. We'll figure it out. It'll be great.
Stay tuned, because you never know what's going to happen next here. Nice.
Well, it might be Birdie Wing. You don't know.
You never know.
You never know.
Well, thank you again for watching. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.